I'm here at Great Falls Central where the UGF Argos are hosting a basketball camp for boys and girls grades 1 through 6. And it's time for these kids to learn a little bit about basketball from the big leagues. A competitive men's upper division baseball team sponsored by the local Roadhouse Diner heard about the Desperados and their passion for the game, and they offered to do a clinic with the team on the basics of hitting and fielding. I'm here at Four Seasons Arena. It's day 2 of the Northern Sea High School basketball tournament. There's been some crazy final scores already today, putting in place the law of the wild. Only the strong survive. I'm at the Swarthout Fieldhouse right now. Like you said, it's part 2 of CMR and Great Falls High boys. Great Falls High sits at 11-2 on the year. CMR sits at 10-3. Two of the best teams in the AA, right up there with Missoula Hellgate. These teams have kind of cooled off lately. They both lost to Billings West this past weekend, but both teams have things to prove, especially Great Falls High in particular. This is one of the greatest passing teams I've seen all year so far. A scrappy team with scrappy guys. Blake Thielen, Kyle Torgerson having great seasons so far, leading the charge. Then you got guys like Keegan Bistido, Riley Callery having a good year, and then Drew Wyman putting in some good minutes off the bench. Those guys round out a great team, a great well-rounded team, a scrappy defensive team. As CMR found out earlier in the year, when the two teams played for the first time over in CMR, Great Falls High was swatting just about every pass out of the gym that night. CMR was turning the ball over left and right, and the Great Falls High Bison came away with a huge road victory. But CMR, I mean, they've surprised some people this year too. The CMR boys are led by Bryce Depping, Caleb Currington, and Russell Gagne. They had a lot of graduating seniors last year, but they built around those guys. Keegan Barnes, big minutes as well, big emerging star there. We're at the Mid-Central Montana Rodeo in Lewistown, and I'm here with Marty Campbell, one of the announcers for the event. Marty, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, you bet. It's good to be here.
I'm really excited. What goes into being an announcer for these? How much research do you have to do?
You know, I do quite a lot of research. I used to do way more than I ever needed to, and I've kind of got the balance figured out, but I usually have, 4 to 8 hours at home before I ever leave the house to come to a rodeo, but that's just part of the job, and it's just like any sports broadcaster. You kind of want to know who's up and know a little bit of the history on them, and in rodeo we also have the animals as well, so a lot of work goes into it.
Of course, of course. And then is there one event that you're most particularly excited to see tonight?
Absolutely. I'm a bronc rider from years past, and so the saddle bronc riding is my favorite event. And when you get a group of horses like the Sankey family has brought to us here tonight, and some of the best bronc riders in the world, including the world champion from 2015, Cody DeMoss, just won $50,000 at Salt Lake City the other day. We've got Leighton Green, who just won the Calgary Stampede. Tonight is going to be an amazing performance in the saddle bronc riding, and if there's no other reason to come to this rodeo, it's probably going to be the best you'll see short of the National Finals rodeos.
I'm really excited. Is there any surprises for any riders that you think could happen tonight or tomorrow night for that matter?
I don't know about surprises. There's some great matchups. Jacobs Crawley has a great matchup tonight. Leighton Green has a good one. We look at some of the horses that the Sankeys have brought to us. Many of them are Wrangler National Finals rodeo picks. They've made the big show. They've won money at some of the biggest rodeos in professional rodeo on them, whether that's Cheyenne or Sheridan or even right here in Lewistown. So this is a rodeo that is growing every year, and it just gets more exciting every time I come.
Well, Marty, thank you very much for joining us today. That's right, Tom. It starts at 7 o'clock. I'm really excited. Back to you.